and the stock market's cool response to the launch of Apple and its mixed reality headset left investors pondering what will provide the next push for a rally. It has propelled the shares into record territory, having hit an all-time peak. In the hours leading up to Monday's product event, shares in the iPhone leaker slipped 0.8% by the close and eased further in pre-market from trading, as analysts said the eye-popping price of $3,499 for the Vision Pro headset would limit its mass market appeal. The stock extended losses on Tuesday, dipping 0.4%. Morgan Stanley's Eric Woodring is looking to October for the next potential catalyst, when he expects to learn more about initial headset volumes and precise timing of the launch. Much will depend on the development of a killer app that takes the new technology from niche to mainstream. He said it in a, given its lofty valuation, Apple needs news flow to remain positive. After this year's 38% rally, the stock is priced at 28 times profits projected over the next 12 months, according to data compiled by Bloomberg, the highest since early 2022. By contrast, the average multiple in the S&P 500 Technology Hardware and Equipment Index is 18 times Apple's average over the past decade. The towering valuation is more a reflection of the firm's balance sheet strength, with all that means for buybacks and dividends, than it is of immediate growth prospects. Analysts expect the sales this year to decline for the first time since 2016. What's enticing investors the most is the longer-term durability of Apple's revenue streams. I'm not concerned that it's more expensive than other hardware companies, because those never figured out how to turn a hardware story into a recurring platform business, said Jonathan Curtis, Director of Portfolio Management for Franklin Equity Group. When it comes to the Vision Pro headset, the company's ability to bring the product to a mass market will be crucial. And according to analysts at D.A. Davidson, there are important structural challenges in terms of its adoption by consumers, which could limit the near-term impact on its sales and profitability. They downgraded the stock to neutral from buy after the event. Angela Zeno, senior equity analyst at CFRA Research, said Apple failed to identify why the headset is a must-own device for consumers, at least for now. But of course, Russia know that the needed market reaction doesn't detract from the product's long-term potential, and Zeno said he was impressed by its best-in-class hardware immersive capabilities. For Kim Forrest, Chief Investment Officer and founder of Bouquet Capital Partners, Apple's valuation hasn't been compelling for years, but that hasn't stopped her and a vast majority of other portfolio managers from owning it. And you buy it because it mints cash, the gravitational pull of it, and the index makes you need to own it and make sure to keep up with the market, she said. And they reliably, every 10 years or so, come out with products we didn't know we needed. And Franklin's Curtis is similarly optimistic. Growth is going to ebb and flow, and we're currently in an ebbing period, given tough COVID comps and maybe a slightly weakening consumer. He said, however, on a long-term perspective, it will eventually flow again. The NASDAQ 100 index rose 1.7% last week, its sixth straight weekly advance. That six-week gain, which totaled about 12%, represents the longest such streak for the tech-heavy index since an 8-week rise that ended in July 2021. The index has climbed 33% this year. Apple launched its first large-screen MacBook Air and new versions of the Mac Studio and Mac Pro, seeking to better compete with Windows PCs and reverse a sales slide that plagued its most recent earnings. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company tempered its outlook for 2023 capital spending as the main chip maker to Apple grapples with soft demand for smartphone and competing chips. Intel Corporation, the largest U.S. chip maker by revenue, will sell part of its holdings in Mobileye Global Inc., raising about $1.48 billion for its ambitious spending plans Baiju is an education technology company that provides services to more than 150 million students around the world. Didn't pay $40 million in interest, due Monday on a $1.2 billion loan. The Japanese government revamped its chip strategy with a goal of tripling sales of domestically produced semiconductors to more than 15 trillion yen by 2030 as the nation centers chips at the heart of its economic security policy.